fun Tuesday night in the sport. Former Baylor assistant Jerome Tang improved to 3-0 against Baylor. Penn State upset Wisconsin. Purdue played the fourth best team in Indiana on the road and beat them by 21. We're going to get to all of that eventually, but I did want to start in Knoxville, where Dalton Knecht is on some kind of heater after scoring 28 points last Wednesday at Mississippi State and 36 more Saturday at Georgia. The fifth-year transfer from Northern Colorado finished with a career-high 39 points in Tuesday's 85-66 win over Florida. He was 13 of 23 from the field, made 4 of the 6 three-pointers he attempted. He is now averaging 34.3 points in his past 3 outings. Dead leg. What if I told you a dynamic score on the wing was all Rick Barnes needed to turn a physical, defensive-minded basketball team into a good enough offensive team to maybe make a run at a Final Four? Would you buy that?
I would not yet. We'll save the March stuff with Tennessee once we get to March, but I'm not there yet. That Dalton Knecht can be the skeleton key to unlock Rick Barnes's inconsistency when it gets to March. But let's meet here to celebrate Dalton Knecht, because he is, as Nod has put on, if you're watching on YouTube, hello, do smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and tell you know what, if you got a friend that loves college hoops and you think they might need this podcast in their life, let them know about the show if you could for us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, call them right now. Call them right now.
Well, you know what, if you're listening to the show, pause the podcast, shoot a text, phone call right now. Then we'll talk to you here.
I think the better way to do it would be right now. FaceTime somebody, and when they answer, just take your phone and put it right on your computer and show them.
Okay.
Just force them to watch it. Don't ask them if they'd like to. Make them FaceTime somebody right now.
The problem with that is if you force someone to do that, either they're actually technically not subscribing to the YouTube channel. So I would request that you send a link. Send on a link. Maybe get a little more proactive on that.
I never said there wasn't a flaw in my strategy. I never said I didn't have flaws in my strategy.
On your video screen right now, is Dalton Knecht a first-team All-American? I would say yes. As coincidence would have it, our dribble handoff, our weekly Wednesday feature. Normally on Wednesday, sometimes Parrish forgets and we run it on Thursday.
Well, I just forgot.
Our weekly Wednesday, by the way, you filled that in yet or no?
I don't even know what the topic is.
Exactly.
I have no idea. What is the topic?
So I'm about to inform Parrish on our workflow here. The topic this week is if you remove Zach Edey, who would be your pick right now to be most likely to win National Player of the Year? Dalton Knecht is not my submission. RJ Davis of UNC is my submission. But Dalton Knecht would be, in my opinion, on the first-team All-American list at this stage, particularly coming off the run that he's coming off, because he did have a little bit of a lull. But right now, as we speak this morning, Dalton Knecht averaging 18.5 points, shooting 41.7% from 3. He had a career best 39 points on Tuesday night. It was just Florida. Gators haven't yet won on the road this season. Todd Golden can't really get it going just quite yet in year 2. That's another topic altogether. But Knecht now has become the first Tennessee Volunteer since Allen Houston in 1990 to have consecutive games of 35 or more points. And even before that, he had 28. So in his last 3 games, Dalton Knecht, the Colorado connection, 34.3 points, shooting 57% from the field, 56.5% from three-point range, averaging 6 rebounds, and has hit 20 of his 24 foul shots. So he is the key for Tennessee to be in that top 5 discussion overall. Tennessee has now won 9 of its past 10. It did have that 3-game losing streak to good competition. The only loss, respectable one, on the road against Mississippi State that just happened last weekend there. So credit to Knecht. And he is, I said this, I did an HQ hit late on Tuesday night. He is the most impactful transfer in the sport right now. I would take him to be more impactful than Hunter Dickinson personally at this stage of the season. And he is the latest, but perhaps biggest example in this nascent NIL portal era that we have here that will give hope to any high major program that thinks they might be able to find a gem at the low major ranks, and to give any low major player that let's be clear here, is established. Dalton Knecht was a good player in the Big Sky at Northern Colorado, but he wasn't an absolute all-star. He was second team all league last season, but it gives hope that in the years to come, someone else could be a Dalton Knecht. Obviously, that will be attempted and will not come to fruition many, many times over. But he proves that there are really, really good players out there that are capable. He is a grad student as well, so it's not like, he didn't go to Northern Colorado for a year. He started outside the D1 structure, okay, junior college, then to Northern Colorado, then finds a perfect home for himself at Tennessee, and he has really changed the dynamic of UT this season. One of the better players in the country.
David Jones wants me to ask you if you're sure Dalton Knecht is even the best transfer in the state of Tennessee.
I would say, right now, give me Knecht. If you watch the way that Knecht plays and what he does for Tennessee's offense, I would say it is Knecht.
To revisit a conversation we've had previously, do you know where Dalton Knecht was in David Cobb's transfer rankings?
I'm sure he wasn't ranked at all.
Oh, well, he was ranked. He was ranked at all. He was 47th. 47th. So would you rather have the 47th best transfer or the 47th best high school prospect? I know which one I'd like.
Well, when it comes to this specifically, yes. But there's a chance you could find the 52nd race transfer and the 52nd high school prospect, and the high school prospect might be having a better season.
Well, I don't have time to look that up.
That's called selective data. That's all.
Yeah, well, I like selective data.
Trust me, I know.
I don't know if you've been paying attention.
I'm aware,
but I enjoy selective data. Now connect his path to stardom, and I think we have reached stardom level, right? Yeah, I think you do this for a top 5 team.
Yeah, and in terms of college basketball, it is stardom,
right,
within our universe. I think that's fair.
So he was only 6'1" when he graduated high school. All right. And he enrolls in junior college, Northeastern Junior College. And while there, he apparently grows 5 inches. We should all be so lucky. This dude grew 5 inches while I was in junior college. I ain't grown since 8th grade. I've looked exactly like this since 8th grade.
Well, that's not true. You had hair. I have the pictures to prove it.
No, I've always
you did not look like this as a freshman in high school.
I did too. I have looked like this my whole life. I haven't grown since 8th grade. This dude went to college and grew 5 inches. So he becomes a first-team junior college All-American and ends up at Northern Colorado. He's in his home state. Leads the Big Sky in scoring as a senior. And then don't ever forget, the only reason this dude's still playing college basketball is because of COVID.
Yeah.
He's played 4 full seasons of college basketball before he ever got to Knoxville. But he decides to use his 5th year, his COVID year. And
well, he's a grad transfer too, so he still could have done this, I believe. Because he graduated from Northern Colorado, so he still would have been able to be a graduate student and eligible to play. I don't know if COVID is...
No, you can't play a 5th year without COVID.
As a grad student, I think you could. You could.
I would rather not argue this live, but
okay. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on this. Maybe I'm having selective data here, but I thought, okay, I could be wrong on that.
Let me
point regardless.
Yeah. I believe I'll look at the numbers real quick. He played 2 full years of junior college and then 2 full years of 30-plus games at Northern Colorado. This is his 5th year of actually playing basketball at the collegiate level. I believe that's a byproduct of the COVID year. Either way, he ends up in Knoxville. And as we talked about Tuesday night on Inside College Basketball, Tennessee has had some habits that have traveled from one season to the next under Rick Barnes. I think that's one of the signs of a coach who has really established a culture is that, the pieces are going to change year to year, but are there some things you can rely on? Like, hey, that's Tennessee basketball. This is something they do. Well, we know they're going to be physical with you. We know they're going to really guard you. And both those things were true last season. They're both true this season. One of the best defensive teams in the country. They're going to beat you up a little bit. What the issue was last season, particularly after Zakai Ziegler went down, was that when they needed to go get a bucket, like who do you dump the ball off to? Like, with all due respect, Santiago Vescovi maybe doesn't need to be the best player on a championship contending team. But he was reduced. He was asked to maybe be that, at last season at Tennessee, and that, or at least one of them, and that proved difficult. They just got into situations sometimes where, hey, you're on the wrong end of a 10-0 run. Can you stop it? Hey, you're down 8 on the verge of going down double digits. Can you get a bucket to stop this? They didn't know where to go with it. Well, Dalton Knecht solves all that. I mean, you can just get, he's a guy he's got size on the wing. He's he's athletic. I don't know if he'll test off the charts at the combine, but he's not just he's not a stereotype. He's 6'6". He's got a long arms. He's athletic.
Yes. I would define him as an elastic college basketball player.
Yeah,
like he moves on the floor. Yes.
I was in studio with Wally Zerbiak Tuesday night. Wally was like, he shoots it. He's got long arms and he shoots it. He's got a high release. He's he's starting to show up on mock drafts and starting to get real NBA draft attention, and that makes sense to me. He looks the part.
He does, and if they had not, we're not going to go too deep onto what would have happened if they didn't get him. But if they didn't, it's interesting. Like, Tennessee would still be a good team, but if they didn't bring him aboard, it would be a markedly different team. But now, Volunteers at 13-4, just the one loss, as I mentioned, since the end of November. And defensively, they're holding up. And granted, Georgia, we'll see. Georgia did get a win on Tuesday night, but they won at Georgia. They get the home win over Florida in the bumped up tip time because of the storms there in Tennessee on Tuesday. They have not played a surefire tournament team in more than a month, but whatever. They're going to have more opportunities here. And to this point, if you're a Tennessee fan, like you're pretty damn satisfied with where you're at. Universally projected top 10 team, no matter the ranking or metric that you're looking at. Defensively, really, really good again. And offensively, as Parrish mentioned, like coming along pretty well. Like, this group is the second, right now, it is pacing to be the second best offensive team that Barnes has had. The only one that was better was that tremendous team with Grant Williams, Admiral Schofield. They lost in that, I was there in Louisville during the 19 tournament. It was the 18-19 group. They lost in the Sweet 16 to Purdue in overtime. That's the only team, shouts to Jordan Bone, that was better offensively than this one. And this one's not going to probably reach that. I can't see this one being better than that one. That was a pretty damn good team overall. It was a 2 seed. This group could well be a 2 seed as well if they can come out on top. But yeah, Knecht, he's a real fun story. And there was, at least I wondered, okay, he had a hot start. Is he maybe going to settle here into being like a really quality starter, but not necessarily, one of the 4 best players in the SEC? Well, he has responded with so much authority in the past 3 games after, having really like a near 3-week stretch where he was down, but against Florida, Georgia, and Mississippi State, 28 plus points in all of them, getting it done on the boards to a certain extent, at least what he's asked to, and continues to play a decent percentage of minutes here as well, or at least he has as of late. He was not playing as much previously from a minutes perspective. Don't quite know why that was. Some of these were bye games, so I get it. They're blowouts, but as long as they can lean on him and he continues to have that knack for hitting a big shot. I mean, when the ball flies off his hand from deep, whether he's open, coming off the curl, pulling up off the dribble, if he's covered, there's just a certain amount of confidence I think Tennessee fans now have that it's not going in every time, but he's shooting 41.7%, and a decent percentage of those are contested shots, and he's been a revelation for the Vols.
I went to Tennessee's official athletic website on Tuesday night. I was looking for something else, but stumbled into the Vols store where you could order a Dalton Knecht jersey for $150. You could order the Tennessee Dalton Knecht jersey.
$150?
$150. You ready for this? Out of stock.
Wow. Yeah, look at that.
He's like Knoxville's Lionel Messi. He's like the Lionel Messi of Knoxville. You can't get a jersey.
Yeah, how about that? $150, by the way. Listen, I hope he's taking home the majority of those profits because, well, he should. But $150 for a college player's jersey? That seems a little steep. If you'd asked me to guess blindly how much a Dalton Knecht jersey was going for, I would have said $99 right there.
Yeah. Jerseys, man. Jerseys ain't no joke. You walk into a team store at a NBA arena, they ain't no joke.
Yeah. If I want to walk in and get a Desmond Bain jersey at FedEx Forum right now, is that running me more than $200 right now?
I don't know if it's more than 200, but it's gonna be somewhere between 1 and 2. It's like 150. I don't know that would be out of the ordinary. That's about what you're looking at.